Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So it's September the 1st. I think it's September the 1st. I'm almost certain it's September the 1st. My days are running together a little bit, but I think it's September the 1st, and that always means it's budget day. So let me just share with you, this month's budget has really kicked my butt. Not necessarily because it was hard, but as I continue to go through the steps, the baby steps, and then the monthly committee meetings, which is what Dave Ramsey calls them, the committee meetings of one, I'm having to remember lots of things. And sometimes I think I have everything down, and then I'm like, no, but what about this? And okay, let me remember something else. So just trying to get the budget back together has been a little bit of a challenge, but that is okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. Can't be sure, but I think I'm close. So let me recap August. August was a very tight month for us. We had the same amount of money that we had in July, but August for us is homeschool month, where I get all the materials and curriculum and anything that the kids would need for homeschool. And so I found it very difficult to get everything I needed because I wasn't getting a full paycheck. I was just getting my summer share. And so one of my subscribers asked me, why don't I do a sinking fund for homeschool? And I was like, that's a really good idea. And she was saying, you know, whenever you get tax money back, if you get tax money, or, you know, I get a couple supplements throughout the year, to just pull a little bit aside from there and allocate it for homeschool. And I thought that was a very good idea. I had not thought of it previously. I don't know why I didn't think of it previously. But I'm going to do that for next school year. Alana will be going into high school next year, and we're totally going to switch curriculums. I'm going to be doing a homeschool curriculum video, so I won't get into that too much here. But we're switching curriculums next year, and it's going to cost a little bit more than what it cost this year. In order to make it through and get all the things that I needed to get for homeschool, I actually did a side hustle, and I sold some things on eBay. I sold, I think, 5 things, and I made a little bit over $200. So I was able to get some things with that. So anyway, it is September, and we are back at it. We are rolling again, and I just wanted to share with you my zero-based budget. For those of you, if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Shakema. Welcome to our channel. I'm one mom. I have 2 girls. I have 2 boys. And if it weren't for the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we would not make it around here. So that makes 8 of us that live in our house. Oh, and we do have a dog. We haven't figured out how to put Grace into that equation just yet. But we do have a puppy named Grace. So we're excited to have her come and be a part of our family. And for the past, let me see, 6 years solid, I've been doing the Dave Ramsey zero-based budget. I took Financial Peace University. I was fresh coming out of a divorce, and found myself a single mom, one income, and I really needed to be able to see my way to take care of my children. That noise in the background that you hear is my coffee pot, and we must have a cup of coffee to get us through, because it has been a long day. So I apologize for that noise. But I found myself coming out of a marriage where there was quite a bit of debt, and single parent. I had the primary custody of the children. I still do. And I felt like I was drowning. And so I needed to be able to swim again. And right around the time that I felt at my lowest, my church was doing a class called Financial Peace University, and I did not have the money to take the class. It was $100, and that paid for your kit and everything. And I did not have the money. And so here's me thinking, you know, with my thought process, oh, you know, okay, one more knock. You don't have the money. You can't take the class. Everybody's going to get debt free and you're still going to be in debt. You got these kids and you're getting ready to get a divorce. And, you know, I just felt so bad for myself. But out of nowhere, the Lord showed up with $100. I can't even remember where it came from now, but it was such a blessing to my life. And I was able to pay for the class, and I took the class. And since then, I have been having budget committee meetings of one with myself, and really just praying that Holy Spirit would lead me and help me to meet the financial goals that I'm setting for myself. It's been a challenge, because when you only have a little bit of, you know, when you only have this amount of income, I don't want to say a little bit, because what I make could be vastly more than what somebody else makes, and I don't want to make light of that. But when you have whatever you have and whatever you're working with, sometimes the bills can be just overwhelming. What I have noticed over the past 6 years is that God has always provided for my family. Always. I have never had to worry about things not being paid, the kids not getting fed. Things have always just worked out. They may have worked out at the 11th hour, but they have always worked out. And so we had a little bit of a shake up again with kids' money. Dad has moved way out of state now, and so things are not on track like they should be, and they have not been for quite a while. But what I decided to do was, I'm going to just solely 100% budget for what I make, which is what I have been doing. But of course, that has always been a help, but it's not consistent. I don't know if it's coming. I don't know if it's not coming. It's just not been there. The consistency. So I'm going to not worry about that any further, because it tends to stress me out a little bit. And I'm just going to budget for what I make. And if anything comes in, I'll allocate it. If it doesn't, we're not stressed over it. So let me jump into the budget. So, and another recap. I am a 10-month employee. I teach high school, and I work August to May. That's what I work. I do not get paid in June or July. I have what's called a summer share account, where my bank will pull out a certain amount of money that I have allocated for them to pull each month, and then in the summer they divide the total amount by 2 months. And so I'll get a deposit in June and a deposit in July, and that's how we make it through June and July. One thing that I do not do during the summer months is pay tithe and offering, because I tithe from 10 months. I go ahead and pay up through 12. I pay off my total yearly salary. I just pay it all in 10 months. So that's how we're able to maintain in the summer, because I'm not having to pull tithe off of my paycheck, because I don't earn a paycheck. What I'm getting in the summer is just money I've had them pull out, but I am tithing off of my yearly salary in a 10-month period. So one of my subscribers asked me a question. She said, Shakema, I was looking at your video from last year and your video from this year, and she wanted to know if my amounts were the same each summer, because last summer I was dealing with about $300 less than I was dealing with this summer. And for the record, it is always the same. However, my bank, and I use credit union, will allow you only once during the time that they're pulling out money for your summer share to pull money out. If you do it more than once, you have to close the account. So I found myself in August of last year running just a little, in August of the year before, running a little bit short, like by $300. I was just not, it was not working out, and I didn't have kids' money coming in at that time. It usually seems to be about August when stuff starts going a little haywire. And so they allowed me to pull monies out, $300, which is all I pulled out. And then they just took the rest of it and divided it. I got $19.65 in June, and then I got $16.65 in July. And that's just how that ball bounced. That was last year. This year it was $19.65 total, because I didn't pull any out for August of last year. So it's like 2 years ago when I was doing it. So that's just how it works. Seems a little confusing. That was so many years ago, but for the year, and then you have your summer, which would have been last summer. So it would have happened the August of the previous year instead of this past summer. So I hope that makes sense. If not, leave me a comment. I'll try to explain it more. Anyway, I'm back at work, and I got a full paycheck the last day of August, which was yesterday. The last full working day is the day we get paid. And that paycheck was beautiful to see, just a full paycheck. Although we do make it in the summer, I was happy to get paid. The other thing that was very beneficial to me was this year our county made it optional for teachers if they wanted to come in and work what was called Teacher Academy, or attend Teacher Academy, to get a little extra training. So we wouldn't have so much training during our open week of school. We would have more time in our classrooms. And so I opted for teacher training. And of course, we signed up for it at the end of last school year, which was in June, for the first week of August. And we would go in and do teacher training. It was 5 days, and they would pay us our daily rate for those 5 days, or for however many days we worked. I worked 5 days. So I was very excited to get that additional monies that I would not normally have gotten if I had not worked Teacher Academy. It just so happened to work out that the kids were away with their family, and they were in Disney that week. And so I was able to be here with the, with the puppy, and actually work that extra week and get that nice little boost to my pay. So let me get into it, because I'm rambling and I don't want to do that. I want to make this a long video. So I use a spreadsheet. I use the same spreadsheet every single month. And I have been using this. Some friends of mine created it based on Dave Ramsey's zero-based budget, and they put it in Excel. And so I just have to go in and put in my amounts, and it zero budgets for me. So I have 2 columns. Well, I have 3 columns. I have my budgeted items. I have my budgeted amount, or what I think it's going to cost me. And then I have my actual spent amount. So I do charitable gifts, savings, housing, utilities, food, transportation, clothing, medical and health, personal, recreation, and debt. And so those are the categories that I have on my budget sheet, same as Dave Ramsey. Then he gives us at the bottom your income section, and then your total income, and then the zero budget. He says that every dollar should have a name or a place that it goes to. And so I budget for zero budget. All my dollars have names. I will tell you, and this is my proof. This is 7 budget sheets that I have done in the last 3 days, because I forgot something. I needed to write something else down. I did a key this time, so I wanted to make sure that I had everything written in correctly. And why did I have this letter here or that letter there? So let me just get into it. And I'm going to start with my income section right here. So if you can see that, okay, there it is, right? I'm starting at the income section. So my paycheck, or my paycheck deposit, was $2,853.65. I had my additional income, which I didn't expect it, but it was my Teacher Academy week. which was $971.33. And then yesterday I got a deposit for the kids, so I added that in, $164. So those were my net amounts, not the gross amount. So I just put net in here because after they take off taxes and stuff, I'm just dealing with what I have as far as what's left to me. Now, with saying that, I tithe off of my gross income, and every dollar that comes into my home, I tithe off of. Some people do it differently, and I can appreciate how they do it, but this is how we do it. So for this month, my tithe and offering, and Dave Ramsey says it should be between 10 and 15% of your income, was 16.9%. I tithe to my regular church $616. And then we partner with a ministry for $30 a month. It's a separate ministry. So my total tithe and offering, that would be considered an offering. My total tithe and offering is $646 total. My savings, now because August was a little bit tight for us, I did end up having to take a little bit out of my emergency fund just to make ends meet, because we didn't get our Teacher Academy pay until yesterday. And I'm just trying to make things, you know, make those ends meet. So I am putting back into my emergency fund. I didn't pull this much out, but I am putting into my emergency fund off of my Teacher Academy week $600.19. And that 19 cents was kind of what was left, and I didn't have anywhere to put it. So I said, well, I'll put it into my savings account or my emergency fund. Now, clearing up the emergency fund. Baby step number 1 is $1,000 in your emergency fund. That step is done for me. Baby step number 2 is working on your debt snowball. Well, the only debt that I have is my student loan. And I'm going to explain a little bit to you about my student loan in just a few minutes, how I'm going to be working to get that paid off. So emergency fund was $600.19. My mortgage is $874.02, and in order to make it just a little bit more towards my principal, I paid $888.02. And the reason that there's $14 extra there is because I had an extra $14 after I went through and did all the bills. So I just decided to put that extra towards the mortgage. And I'm just trying to put a little bit extra to the principal whenever I can. Last month I did not have that luxury, and so I wanted to do it this month. My homeowners association, I paid for the first 6 months, which was 90 days. I'm at $90, and so I owe $90 more. I'm going to write a check today and then send that over tomorrow, and that will take me up through December. So my dues are $180 a year. We can pay them all at once. We can pay them a little bit at a time. We can pay them by the quarter. I try to do 6 months and 6 months, but I ran into my summer, which I had a little bit less to deal with. So I said, well, I'll do it this time because I also worked Teacher Academy, so that actually helped me. So I'm going to pay $90, which is the remaining balance of my homeowners association, and then I'll be done with them. My lawn care, I pay a little fella to come over and cut my grass and do my edging and the weed eating and all that other stuff. I was paying him $25 every 2 weeks. He went up on his prices to $30. So instead of me getting $50 out, I got $60 out, and he's going to cut my grass twice this month. So he's going to come back on the 16th and cut it, and then he's going to cut it again on the 30th, and then he's going to cut it one final time in October because grass season should be over by then. So that $60 that I've been paying, I'll be able to recoup that and have it until April of next year when he goes back to cutting the grass. So I took $60 out for the lawn guy. Insurance for my iPhone, $7.99. People ask me all the time, why do you have insurance on your iPhone? I've always had insurance on my iPhone, and I'm okay with that. Electricity was less this month. Last month it was $135. This month it was $95.57. My cell phone bill is $106. My cable bill, which is actually, and I keep saying I'm going to change that, is the internet, I just have internet. We do not have cable television, but my internet was $69.20, and I have to pay that bill today or tomorrow. I can just call. It's automated, and that's because I can't remember my password to get in online, or I would have paid it by now. Y'all, I can't remember my password. Okay, my water bill was $72.76. So that made all utilities $343.53. Dave Ramsey says your utilities should be between 5 and 10%. It was 6.88. Also going back to housing, he says your housing should be between 25 and 35%. Just on housing things, it was 22.46%. Food, I have budgeted in $200, which is $50 a week for 4 weeks. I'm looking at maybe trying to increase that a little bit. With being on Weight Watchers, it is beneficial if we're on lots of fruits and veggies. And so I've tried to cut out a lot of processed things way down. And so sometimes 50 works and sometimes it doesn't, especially when you're trying to get that fat-free cheese from Walmart, because it'd be like expensive. So I'm $200 is what I budgeted for the moment, and I'm going to keep it there for now. Gas for the month, I do not have a car payment. Gas for the month, I do $26 for 4 weeks, so that's $104. Our gas has gone up, I know, at least 30 to 40 cents within the last 3 days. So I'm going to have to fill up my car tomorrow. It was $2.55 last night when I was coming home from Taekwondo. When we were coming home tonight from Taekwondo, it's now at $2.65 over in main town. In the small town where I live, it was $2.53, but it was just $2.12, $15, $16, first part of the week. So I've got to fill up my car just to try to stay ahead. So here's an expense that I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go. I have to get my oil changed, and I usually count about $35 for my oil change, but I also have to get my car inspected because I have to pay my taxes this month. I got my tax bill, and my tax bill was like $47. So I budgeted in $70 for my oil change and my car inspection, and then $47 for my taxes. So $117 is budgeted in a category that only comes around once a year. So I normally don't have that, but because I worked a little bit extra and did Teacher Academy, I have a little extra in there. Clothing. Now, I need some things for work. I have a couple dresses. I'm going to be showing my closet in another video. I have a small amount of clothes. I used to have a lot of clothes, just clothes. I've lost a lot of weight over the last couple of months, and so in order to have a wardrobe that fits my weight loss, I needed a few pieces, and I was specifically looking for pants. I've got some dresses, I have a couple skirts, and I have a nice amount of shirts, but I don't have a lot of pants. I think I have I may have 2 pairs of work pants. I have a lot of jeans, but we can't wear jeans to work. So I needed to find a couple pairs of pants. So I budgeted in $30 for clothing, and I was going to go check at the Goodwill to see what I could find. I didn't have any health or medical budgeted in because September 1st, our benefits card rolls back around. So I loaded $750 on my benefits card. So I'm going to be using that to pay for any health, medical things that we have over the next couple of months. And then, of course, I'll pick back up paying for things after we have exhausted those funds. So I have $750. Jackson does have an allergist appointment. He starts his allergy shots this month. He goes in 2 weeks, and we do have to see the allergist. So that's $85 for the copay, but once he starts getting his shots, my insurance covers it 100%. So we don't have to pay for him getting shots. He's got to go twice a week for the first 3 months, and then he goes once a week for the next 3 months, and then he'll go once a month for the next 3 years is what that's our plan for right now. His asthma is just not controlled right now. It's really at a place where we have to do something different. The kids were at Disney, and they were on their way back from Disney World. They were driving on I-95, and one of the aunts called and she said, hey, is it normal for him not to be able to breathe? And I said, well, you know, sometimes he has trouble with his breathing. I said, let me speak to him. So she gave the phone to Jackson, and Jackson could not verbally talk to me. And I said she got back on the phone. I said, you have either got to find his machine and find a place to plug it in, or you've got to pull over and call 911. And they actually ended up pulling off of the highway 95 and calling the rescue for them to come and check on him. So his asthma is really at a place where we really need to do a little more than what we're doing our normal treatments. So that's why we're doing the allergy shots. Under personal, I have $25 for my Healthways. And so if you're not sure what that is, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is my insurance, will pay for me to go to the gym. And they will pay for me to go to any gym that's in their Healthways network. And it's $25 a month. I pay it to Healthways. Healthways tells me which gyms I can go to. I can go to 4 or 5 gyms in town, and then 1 gym here in the town where I live. And so for $25 to be able to have access to all of those gyms is just a no-brainer for me. So I'm doing it. Hair care, once a month or once every 6 weeks, I let sister get her hair done. She gets a wash and a flat iron, and I get a relaxer about every 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes 10 weeks, depending. So tomorrow we're going to get our hair done, and we are taking $80 for her hair and my hair. I take $60 out for Grace, and what I do is every month she gets a bath, and I know I could bathe her, but I'm not very, I don't feel adept at expressing her anal glands, and I don't want her to be in pain. We do have like a little place. I just found out this week that we have a place in the town where I live where you can actually give your dog a bath, and I may do that some time down the road, but it was just as much to bathe her myself there as it is for me to take her in, and they'll trim her nails and grind them and give her a bath, express her anal glands, clean her ears, and shave her. And so when they're doing all of that, it's usually about $40, and then I keep out some for her food. But we just bought her some food. That was one of the expenses I had in the end of August. We had to get her some food. So that's what we did. For home improvements, I planned $70 in home improvements. So it is fall, and we're getting into that season. If you can look right over my shoulder here, that curtain rod has been beat to death. And that's because whenever we leave the house or we come back to the house or somebody's passing the house, Grace jumps to the window, and she has jumped to the window so much that it's pulled the curtains, and the rod has been bent. And so I need to replace the rod, and I actually am going to replace a couple of the curtains, and then I actually have to replace some of the blinds as well. And then just a few things I needed to get around the house for fall. I did not do a full haul decor and fall haul, and I didn't do any of that stuff. I just got the basics, and the main thing was replacing that rod. And so I take all that hardware down and put a new one up, and then getting some curtains that will actually help to keep our heat in during the winter time, and just a few other things in the living room. So I budgeted in $70 for that. It ended up being like $150, and one item is for school, and I put it under home improvement because I really didn't know where else to put it. So we don't have a community coffee station at work, and so I need to have my coffee in the morning, and I have first period planning. So I just get to school and I kind of get my plans together, and I prepare for my classes, and while I'm doing that, I like a cup of coffee. So what I did was I went to Walmart.com and found a single serve K-cup brewing station, just enough for me, and that was $25, and I'm having it shipped to the house. So that was in that home improvement budget. So $70, but $25 of that was for the home improvement. Then a couple other things that we actually ended up getting at Walmart today I needed some equipment. I needed some stuff for my YouTube channel. So I ended up purchasing those things, and I just put it under home improvement. It's probably miscellaneous, I don't know. But they ended up being about $30 for those types of things. And then I had to get some homeschool stuff. And then I saw a little wall placard that I wanted to finish up my gallery wall. So I picked up a few things at Walmart, about $80, $85 worth. That is in addition to the $70. So that's ended up being like $150. So what I may do to make up for that is put $500 in my savings account instead of $600, because I wanted to balance out and I don't want to overreach in any area. Taekwondo, we actually went back to paying Taekwondo this month, $325. My PureFlix and yeah, I take Taekwondo. The kids take Taekwondo, so that's their PE because they do homeschool, so that's their PE. So $325 for that. PureFlix, which is kind of like Netflix but more of a Christian base, $7.99. And then this, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so those of you who haven't followed me for any length of time, you know every Thursday night I do a ladies Bible study. And we do it on the phone. You can call in. We had a ton of people on there last night. It was awesome. I was like, oh, praise the Lord. And doing that, I count it a privilege and an honor to be able to speak into the lives of God's people. Doing that, I need to make sure that I'm telling them the right things. I need to make sure that I know enough. Now, I have been in ministry training at my church for the past 3 to 4 years. I, at a previous church, had went through their entire Bible college. I've also taken a couple online theology classes, and I was actually going back to that same school to take a couple more classes, but they no longer offer the online situation. So, and it's in Alabama, so you know I can't go to Alabama. And I don't want to do something like Liberty where I'm actually taking full load, because I'm working full time and I still have small kids. So I was just on my Facebook the other day, and it popped through my feeds about taking online classes through the Tony Evans Training Center. And I was like, oh, let me click on this and see what this is. So clicked on it. For a monthly subscription, it's $14.99. And in order to do the one class that I'm going to do, which is a theology, intro to theology, I needed a book, and the book was $25 on Amazon. So, but when I signed up for the course, they were offering 30 days free. So I actually didn't have to pay the $14.99 this month. It'll roll over next month. But I budgeted in $34.99 for the class and the book just for this month, because I needed to buy the book. I think this book I might be able to use for a couple classes, but I'm just going to do one class, just one. And again, it's so that I am teaching the right things. I want to make sure that I'm teaching biblical, sound doctrine. I don't want to teach anything other than that. So that was good. And I thought to myself, Shakema, you do so much for other people. You can spend $15 a month on yourself. And this is my self-care. For me, that's self-care. So that was that. I needed to get Jackson's computer, because we are going to do, he does homeschool, and Alana got a new computer 2 years ago. And Jackson was using her old computer last year, but it really has just bit the dust. So I needed to get him a computer. So I budgeted in $200 for his computer. I actually purchased it last night, but it does not have the CD-ROM drive, so I had to purchase the computer, an external CD-ROM drive, and I did get the 2-year warranty, so that put me like at $209. So I'm over a little bit in that category. Then I had blow money down here. Was going to take Alana and some of her friends to the trampoline park, but they're testing for their belts in the next week. And so some of the kids were a little bit afraid that if they went to the trampoline park, they might jump and twist the leg or twist the ankle or something. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just put that off till after the kids do their testing, because both my kids are testing this cycle. And then they're going to have a belt ceremony and a demo, because both of my kids are also on the travel team. So after the demo and the testing and all of that, then we will go to the trampoline park. So I had $46 in that category, and then I thought, okay, well, I'm not pulling that money out, so that will help to absorb some of the computer costs, the extra $9, and then that'll also help to absorb some of the Walmart costs that I spent today. So maybe I won't have to take $100 out of my savings just to cover. I'll be able to just put that $600 there, but I still think I'm just going to do $500 until everything clears and see where I am. The last thing I have is my student loan, and that's $52.29, which is my monthly payment that I normally pay. And so my total expenses for the month was $3,988.98. My total income was $3,988.98. That brings me to a zero-based budget. Now, that's it. That's a lot. But I wanted to show you what I was able to do, because this was exciting to me, because I just thought of it, you know, anything to make my life easier. So I have my budget sheet, and normally I would highlight in a different color what was a cash category and what wasn't a cash category or whatever. So what I decided to do on the side, because I have one little extra column, is make myself some notes. So I know right here for my homeowners association, I have to write a check. So I put CK for a check, I put an X for lawn care, and then I have insurance for iPhone. I put AD, and that simply means that that was an automatic debit. And I went down, all the cash categories got an X, all of the automatic draft or automatic debits got the ADs, and if I had to write a check, I put CK. And then on my budget sheet, I wrote down some notes to myself. Here's my legend. CK is check, X is cash, AD is auto debit. The little hyphen is maybe a credit card purchase or maybe a debit purchase. Not sure. It's not a normal purchase for us. And that again was for my taxes on my car and the inspection. So that's not normal. So I just put a little, slash mark there so that I would know. Then I made some notes to myself. Okay, so I ordered the home improvement stuff, my curtains and my coffee machine online at Walmart. So I said home improvements, I already spent $57.74. And when I went to the bank, I got $12.53 to make up my $70. Yes, I did. The guy was like, you want $2 in quarters and $3 in pennies? I said, no, sir, I would like 2 quarters and 3 pennies. He said, oh, okay, just making sure. And then I put here for my course, the TETC, that is free for 30 days with the code TETC free. And then I'm ordering my book from Amazon, and I'm doing a 30-day trial of Amazon Prime, which is free for 30 days. And then after that for Prime, it's $10.99. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the $10.99, but if I'm going to keep taking this class or these classes, then I may need to have it to get my books here quicker. I have regular Amazon, so I'm not sure. I'm going to play it out after 30 days. And then the next thing that I did was I wrote down all the cash that I would need to pull out for the month. So my groceries at $200, my lawn care was $60, my clothes was $30, my hair was $80, Grace was $60, and then my home improvement, the change from my $70 was $12.53. So I wrote all of that down. Then when I went to the bank, I asked the teller if he can give me these denominations. I needed 18 20s, 8 10s, 2 1s, 2 quarters, and 3 pennies for $442.53. $442.53 is what I'm saying I needed as far as cash. And so now what I'm going to do after I've taken you through my let me show you this. I just want to show you this, right? So here are all my denominations. But this is the process that I go through because I'm constantly going back and checking to make sure. So then I wrote it up here again. Okay, this is what I think I need. And so I need $200. I need 8 20s and 4 10s so I could have $50 every week. I don't want to have to make change. So I went through for all of the denoms that I needed. And is my math right? Did I check it right? I missed some numbers somewhere. So I go through this entire process of trying to get my math right. And then while I'm going through trying to figure out how much money needs to go where, I'm constantly making notes on my page. Well, I was going to do $90 in home improvement, but then I was short somewhere else. So then I changed it and I was like, okay, no, I'm going to do 70, and then I'm going to take $14 and put it to somewhere else. And my blow money, I had $25. Then I changed it to $46.01 because I had some extra money. So what you're doing on the zero-based budget is you're trying to make sure that that final number is zero. So I have to shift and finagle the numbers to make sure that it works out right. And for me, I just have to be able to write it down. I am a write it downer. That's just how I work and function. Okay, on here, when I did this original income situation, I had not had the deposit from Dad for the kids. So I actually just put it in pencil, and then I went back and updated my spreadsheet. So I just wanted you to see what I actually go through, and then when I pay a bill online, I'll go ahead and give it a check mark because I paid it. Paid. So I know that all of my bills are paid. The only thing I have left to pay now is my internet bill, and I can do that on the phone, so it's no problem. So I did go to the bank and I pulled out some cash, and here's my cash. I still have my recollections planner that I'm using. I did pretty well for the month of August, trying to keep everything calculated and accounted for. I could do better, so I'm going to give it another try. I have all of my envelopes that I got from Mom Needs a Clone. I got all of these here that are already ready for this month's cash. So I'm going to take out August's. In August I wrote down, how much money I spent when for the month and all of that. So I'm going to take out August. I'm going to shift it to the back of my recollections planner because I'm done with August and we're starting over fresh for September. So let me go through my cash and tell you what I have. Tell you the things I know I have for sure, because some things did not work out like I planned it, but I'm going to fix it. Don't worry. All right. So let's see. 20, 40, 60. That's definitely for the long guy. 20. Nope. I got him. 120 for each week and a 10, because I try to make sure that I get the right denominations. Okay. So I have for the long guy, I have 120 and a 10, and then 120 and a 10. So that's $60. All right. For the gross, 20, 40, 60, 80. 20, 40, 60, 80. That's for our hair. So that's going in an envelope. Then I have 20, 40, 50. 20, 40, 50 for groceries. 60 for Gracie. So I've got 1 week of groceries, 2 weeks of groceries. And then I went to Goodwill. It's okay, Mama. She hears another dog. I went to Goodwill and I was only going to spend $30. I ended up spending $48 and some change. So that only leaves me with $21 left of my cash and 53 cents. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this in my week 4 grocery budget for $21. $21.53 in week 4. And if I get any additional monies, I will put grocery money back to this. If I don't, I can make it work on $21 because we are doing a pantry challenge and a freezer challenge this month. But let me tell you this. So of course I went to a workshop in the summer and they will reimburse me for my gas and my meals, and I did not get that check yet. I had put in for it, but then they sent it back to me because I needed to fill out something different. So I'm expecting a check for $230 some from gas And I had to pull that money out of my savings account in order to do my summer workshop. And then I taught 2 workshops. I did 2 workshops at the summer workshop that I was at, and I'm expecting a $100 payment from them, and I have not received that payment yet. So $330 some odd dollars I'm still expecting, which I haven't gotten yet. And then you know, this is what we have to make it through for the next couple of weeks until I get paid again. Prayerfully, Dad will send money for the children for their expenses, but if he doesn't, their expenses are paid for the month, and we are not lacking in anything. And so I think what I'm going to do is just try to be as proactive as I can, because I don't want to be thinking something's coming and it's not, and then be upset when it doesn't get here. So that's how I'm going to play it, and we're going to see how it works. So for my long guy, I'm going to put 30 and 30. And I'm going to put that in that nice envelope. I am going to be doing a video on my giveaway, because I didn't forget, and I had to get paid to get the giveaway stuff. So I'm going to be doing that probably this weekend. So be looking for that. I know I have said that before, and I apologize, but I had to get paid. So this is groceries week 2. Or 3. This will be groceries week 3. So 2 and 3, which is my $50. I've been shopping at Aldi, which helps me out so much. I'm going to stuff that in there. So that's going to be groceries. And then the $21 that I had left here is going to be groceries week 4. And I'll know it's the short week, and I'll just have to add in. I know that my $200 check will come about mid-month, because they only write checks twice a month, and so it's either at the 15th or the end of the month. I've got the money for Gracie's bath, so I will put I'm actually putting these in the wrong envelopes. My bad. This one says Grace on it, so let me put that in there. And then, let's see. Groceries. Those all say groceries. Those all say groceries. Let me see what this says, so that they're in the right thing. I just messed it all up, so I'm going to fix it. My apologies. This is for my long guy. And this says lawn care. So let me put it in there. Because if I send a kid to get an envelope or some money out, I want to make sure that I put it in the right one. Because they'll be like, Mom, which envelope? And then it'll be a situation. So I may as well just do it right the first time. Okay, pull that out. Groceries week 2 is this. Okay. And then groceries week 4 is the short week. So I have the $20 and the one there. And then I'm going to put in the change that I had for that one. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Lawn, Grace, because I'm actually taking her to get a bath tomorrow. And then this one was groceries week 1, and I already went groceries for this week. And then this is $80 for us to get our hair done, which we're going tomorrow. So I'm going to put that money in there. I have one extra envelope with nothing in it, but that is okay. All the bills are paid. Everything is accounted for. and we're just going to keep on keeping on. So that's always my goal, is to make sure that the bills are paid. If I'm not stressing out over things, my kids aren't stressing out over things, and God has just been good to us in that aspect. So here is my envelopes. They do not leave the house. I'll pull out the monies I need as I need them. Probably should have pulled out the hair money and grace money, but I'll get it in the morning. So that goes to the safe place. Yeah, and that's it. So that's the budget for the month. I am so thankful to be back at work. I'm so thankful to have this much provision for me. I'm definitely thankful for that extra work week. It really helped to make us meet our budget. But I'm always expectant that the Lord is going to do what only He does, and He does blow my mind at times with the things that show up at this house for us. So I'm very thankful for everything that He does for me and my children. I'm very thankful that for you, you are a gift to me. You may not know that, you may not feel that way, but trust me, you are my gift. I've prayed and the Lord has responded and given me people who want to sit and listen to me talk. So thank you so much for stopping by our channel. If you have any questions about our monthly budget, let us know. Leave us a comment down in the comments. We love comments. I'm a little slow getting back to comments, but we do love them, and I will get to them. So please ask me. I don't have any secrets. I'm pretty much an open book, is what it is. So yeah, leave us a comment. If you're new around here, hit the red subscribe button. We'd love to keep you as a part of our YouTube community. And also hit the bell. That way you never miss an upload from us. And we try to upload pretty regularly. We are so blessed and honored to have you. So thankful to be able to host you. Thank you for stopping by. And until next time we budget, bye.